Hello viewers, welcome to my channel Connect Civilians. So in this lecture we are going to see how to design a staircase type 3 with the help of Excel sheet by using this Excel sheet. Okay, so we have already done the manual calculation for that. So I will provide the link if you haven't seen the video. Okay, and for that we are using the same data in this Excel sheet for the design of Doppler staircase where support was present in perpendicular direction of the flight. Okay, so support was present here and here side by side. Okay, for second line it was here and here. Okay, so this may be a beam or a wall. Okay, so these are the data that was given to the Excel to calculate the bending moment and steel calculation. Okay, so in this these are the data you have to give in this. Okay, so floor height we are going to assume as 3 meter, so it is in mm, so we are going to provide 3000. Okay, that was the floor to floor height. Okay, and the riser was, we have already taken the riser as 150 in manual calculation, so same data we are going to take. Thread value is 270. Okay, I hope you know what is riser and thread. If you don't know the what is riser and thread, so you can check my previous lecture of design a staircase in manual calculation, so I will give the link in the end of this video. Okay, so you can also check that video. So number of riser, these values will be calculated by itself. Okay, so these value you have to insert and this value will be calculated by Excel only. Okay, so I have already mentioned here also. So number of riser per flight will be calculated as 10 and number of thread per flight will be calculated as 9. So these are the initial values you have to give to the software. If you have the architectural drawing or the stair, so these value will be known. Okay, and number of riser per flight and number of thread per flight will be calculated here. Okay, so length of the stair per flight will be 2.43. so this is from here to here. Okay, I think we have to adjust it. Okay, so from here to here, this is the total length of flight. Okay, so it is 2.43 here. Now landing bottom and landing top, so these are the width of landing bottom, that is landing 1 and landing second. So it is given as 1.5 for both the landings. Okay, what is the width? This is the width for landing 1 and landing 2. So this will be taken as landing bottom and landing top. Okay, or you can mention it as landing X and landing Y as per IS code 456 for this type of calculation where BMAS support was present perpendicular to the flight. Okay, so these are 1.5 and 1.5. So half of this will be calculated as 0.75 and 0.75. So these value will be used for the application of condition applied. Okay, here you have to choose the condition according to your landing. Okay, uh, half of the landing, so it is 0.75, it is 0.75. so these are the some of the conditions you have to check. So this is landing bottom is less than 1, so this value you have to check from this value only, it is less than 1. Okay, for bottom also, for top also, so this condition we have to use. So we have to take this condition, that is landing bottom, half of the landing bottom is less than 1 and landing top is less than 1. See, 0.75 is less than 1. Okay, so similarly if it is more than 1, so you can check 4 different conditions from here. Okay, so here it is okay, landing bottom is less than 1 and landing top is less than 1 as is shown in this, but maybe condition will change according to your drawing. So if this value will be changes, you have to change these values. Okay, so condition may be okay, that is landing bottom is greater than or equal to 1. If this will be equal to 1, okay, or greater or equal to 1, so you have to take this. And landing top is less than 1, so you have to take this second one. If you assume your landing bottom is less than 1 when landing top is greater than or equal to 1, so you have to take this. And fourth condition is if landing bottom is greater than or equal to 1 and landing top was greater than or equal to 1, so you have to take the condition as a fourth one. Okay, so according to your condition that you have chosen, your effective length will be, span will be calculated. Okay, I will show you here. If we change the condition here, it is okay because it is 0.75, and this is here it is also 0.75, that is half of the 1.5, so it is okay. But if you change this, see your effective span for the design of waist slab will change. It is coming now as 4.18, but here you have to take the first one as it is less than 1 for bottom also, and for the second landing or top landing it is also less than 1, so you have to check this condition. Okay, now so by this calculation effective span is calculated as 3.93. Okay, so this effective span will be going to use for the design of the waist slab. Okay, now we have divided in this into two parts. So this part is going to design the waist slab and this part is going to design your landing slab. Okay, so that it will be more easy to you to find how it is designed and what are the design calculation for different waist slab and landing slab. Okay, now it is calculated as width of flight as 1.5. So what is the width of the flight? So this length is the width of the flight. Okay, so it is 1.5 here, we have already seen. Okay, so always remember that this is the width of the flight. Okay, no, it is also 1.5. So according to this you have to give these values, initial values, that is unit weight of concrete, unit weight of steps. So why I am using the step? Because you are using maybe a brick work or a RCC work, so according to that your unit weight will be changes. If it is RCC, so you have to take the unit weight of concrete as 25, and if it is brick, so you have to take the unit weight as your the as what type of brick you are using. Okay, if it is load bearing brick, so it will be okay to take 20 kilonewton per meter cube. But if you are using the lightweight, so your density will be decreased up to 10. Okay, it will depend on your type of brick that you are using. Okay, unit weight of finishing, so here we are going to take as 20 kilonewton. Concrete grade will be using as 20 newton per mm square, steel grade as Fe4145, and floor finish, what is this? So this is the total thickness that we are using for finishing. Okay, so from here it was value will be taken. Now we are going to first design the loads on the waist slab. So depth of the waist slab is calculated as 197. So this was the assumpted depth. Okay, by L by 20. Okay, you can also use L by 25. That was not make much difference, because initially this is the just the initial value that you have to assume for the assumption of your depth. Okay, so it may be changes. Okay, if it is 197, you can go with 150 also as a total depth. Sorry, 150. So if it will be fair, then you can get the result here. If all the result are showing as safe, so that will be okay. Okay, that was not a big problem here. But here we have calculated the initial assumpted depth as 197, so you can go with the total depth as 200 mm. Okay, you can also decrease that if you want. So here we are going to take the total thickness, the slab was waist slab was 200. Okay, now the clear cover, what is the I hope you know what is the waste slab. Okay, I have already told in my manual calculation lecture. So this bottom of the steps is the waste slab. Okay, this. Okay, now so we have assume the total depth for the calculation is 200 mm. Okay, so this value you have to give by yourself, and it will be near by the attempted calculated total depth. Okay, clear cover we are going to take as 20 mm, and dia bar for main reinforcement for waste slab we are going to take as 12 mm. Okay, effective depth will be calculated by these are 174. Okay, for the waste slab. Now self weight of waste slab will be calculated, so all these uh, weight will be calculated by itself. Self weight of waste slab will calculated as 5.72, self weight of step will be calculated as 1.5, and flow finish is 1. Okay, and live load we have to give the manual as per ISO 875 part 1. Okay, so here we are going to take the live load as 3 kN. It is depend on your type of structure, either it is residential, and if it is less than the capacity of 200, so you can go with 3 kN. If it is, if you are using applying the capacity more than 200, so you can go with 5 kN also. Okay, but I am going with a residential building, so I am taking the live load as 3 kN. That will be enough. Now your total load will be calculated as 11.22 and factor load as 16.83. So this is the factor load from mid landing. Okay, on slab 1, because it is divided into two parts, so this value will be calculated by the software here. Okay, so it is half of the load that we have calculated for landing, so we will check here also. Okay, so it is calculated right, so you don't have to worry. All you need to do is to give these values, the light green ones. Okay, and these value will be calculated by itself. Now we are going for the calculation for bending moment here, so this value will be calculated. So total load for waste slab will be calculated after adding these values, so it is 50.32, that is 16.83 plus 6.28, and also for the load coming for the landings of both, that is bottom and top, so it is coming as 50.23. Okay, now V and VB are the reactions. Okay, that will be used for the shear, using the check for the shear. Okay, and X is your critical section for the calculation of bending moment, that is maximum bending moment, where is maximum bending moment is present. Okay, so it will be at 1.97 from your left side, so that's why it is showing that is 1.97 from the support. Now maximum moment bending moment X is calculated as 29.52 kilonewton meter. Okay, so this will be okay. Now we can go for check for depth. So all these value will be taken by itself. You don't need to do any changes here. Okay, all you need to do, you have to just change these values that I have told you. Okay, so these are the basic values you have to give for the design. Okay, so I can also remove all these value on other side, and you can just put the initial values, and all the design will be shown to you. But if you are not able to understand clearly how these are going to design, so that was not very much helpful to you. Okay, so you can also change some of the values if you find any mistakes. Okay, but if I will do like the basic value, I will change on other side, and if I will give the only the main value, so you do not able to understand what is happening, how it is designing. So that's why I have taken all the value in sequence, so you can easily design and also understand how it is designing. Okay, now we are going for the depth. So Fy we have taken as 415, Fck as 20 FCK is the compressive strength of concrete, and Fi is the tensile strength of steel. And these are the constant that we are taking from IS code 456. And if you also check the SP34, so you can also get the result from there also. Okay, these values. So our XU limiting will be calculated at 0.138 FCK BD square. So this is for Fe415. If you change the steel, so I have already shown you in my manual calculation how it is taken. So I have taken that value for Fe415 as 0.13 directly. So if you change the grade, let's see, if you take 500, what will happen? See here, your constant is changes. So you do not need to do any changes here. Directly your constant will be changes by your what type of steel you are using. Okay, so you don't have to worry to check the code again and again. Okay, so here we are again going to change it 415. Okay, so it is coming at 0.13 FCK BD square. So our effective depth for waste slab will be calculated as 104, which is safe because we have taken the effective depth as 174. That this is more than 104, that's why it is safe. Okay, if it is not, if it is come more than the given depth, so it will show you unsafe. Let me show you. If you will calculate 180, see here it will show you not safe. Okay, so you have to again change the depth. Okay, and if you are able to change the grade, so you can also increase the grade if you want to, but for all the players it is not possible to change the steel, so you can change the depth also. Okay, so here it is also safe. So we are going for the design of reinforcement here. So mu is the moment we have calculated. It is taken from here 29.5 to effective depth as 174. ST minimum we have calculated as 240 mm square, and ST required per meter width as 500. So it is for 1 meter of width. Okay, this is per 1 meter of width. So ST given for a given width, ST calculated for a. So I also added the what type for how many much width you have to take the steel. So it is for 1.5, as we have mentioned here that our waste width of the flat is 1.5. Okay, so here for total width of 1.5 we have to give 750 mm square of steel. Okay, the spacing mean will calculate as 226 and spacing distribution at 209. Okay, so these are calculated by itself, you don't have to make any changes. All you need to do, you have to just change the spacing here. Okay, so if you go with 200, so spacing mean is calculated as 226, so you can go also with 225 here. Let me show. So it is coming at 502, which is greater than 500. Okay, so this is also safe. And for a given width, it is the number of bars you have to provide. Okay, so this is a bar number of bar. If you don't able to find the correct number of bar, so you can also provide 7 number of bar directly at equal spacings. Okay, that was not a problem. This is also okay. 12 mm at 225 mm spacing you can provide for every meter of width. Okay, or you can directly go with 12 mm bar. Number of bar was 7. You have to go for the stairs. So it will come as total area for this steel will come as 791 mm square, and it is more than our ST for given width, that is for 1.5 meter of width, that is 750. It is more than this, so it will also okay. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to also give the space distribution bars. So here you can also change the dia and the spacing. Okay, here we have already taken the dia for the initial consideration of our effective depth, so you cannot change these values. Okay, you have to change these value at the starting only. Okay, so for distribution you can change. So we are going to generally we take the atom of bar for distribution. So Here our ST minimum is to come as 240. So spacing we are going to take as 200, that will be okay. 251, so that will more than this, so it will be also okay. Okay, all you need to see, you have to see this will be okay. These all will be okay. Okay, so you need to change this spacing, these both according to your requirement, and all will be calculated. Okay, we can go for now check for shear. So our tau we nominal shear will calculate as 0.4145, percentage still is calculated 0.289, and your design shear strength will calculate as, so this is going to be calculated from IS code 456 table 19. I have already shown in my manual calculation how you have calculated this value. Okay, so you can go and check. I will give the link of that video. Okay, so you have to take the put this value from the IS code here. So all tests will be calculated by itself here, and it will show you the safe, so that will be okay. If you don't, if it is not safe, so you have to change either the percentile steel, or you can increase the percent steel that you have provided. Okay, or you can also increase the depth at the starting. Okay, now we are going for sometime what will happen, this k constant value, so it will depend on your total depth here, see here. So this is from IS code only. Okay, and for the interpolation, if you are going to use tau c value from code and it is coming between two values, so what you have to do, you can go with this table. Okay, all you need to do, you have to put the percentile of steel value here that you have calculated here, 0.289 at mid. Okay, and the above and below value in these two. Okay, and similarly for the concrete, what grade of concrete you are taking, according to that you have to take both the values. So uh, your design system will be calculated in this, so you have to take that value in these graphs. Okay, in these boxes. Okay, so this table will help you to do the interpolation. Okay, and this value you have to take here. Okay, and this k will depend on your thickness. So if you are going to take this thickness, so it will directly give you the constant according to this. But if you are taking the other values from this, so you have to again do the interpolation from mid values. Okay, so in my point view, what you have to do, just take the depth according to this, so that will be more easy to design. Okay, don't take the intermediate value. If you take the intermediate value, so it will show you error here. Okay, and if you are go with these values, so you will directly design from the code. Okay, and if you are using the intermediate value, so you can go the go for the interpolation. You can use this table for the interpolation. All you need to do, you have to put these values, and it will give you the interpolator value here, and you have to use that interpolator value in the box. K is equal to 1.2. So you can use this table for the interpolation. Okay, now our tau c design system will be calculated as 0.523528, sorry, that will be safe here, and tau c max, that will also be safe. Okay, so deflection check, so all the values will save, so we can also check the go for the deflection check for the base slab. For percentage of steel for total depth is 0.25. Surface value is calculated as 239, and from IS code 456 at page 38, the modification factor value will be taken as 1.5. Okay, so you have to give this value manually. Okay, so for this it is slightly more. Okay, I think it is 1.7. We have already done in our manual calculation. Okay, so MS is taken for the 239.6 and 0.25% steel is equal to 1.7. It is nearly coming between 1.6 and 1.7. Oh, you can check for IS code 456 at page 38. Okay. Now, so LD maximum will coming as 34 and LD ratio that we have provided is coming as 23. So this will also be safe. So now your waste slab is designed and this is the development length. So you can take for the initial consideration. So LD is 564. So you don't allow to take the LD less than this. Okay. So if you want to go for all the checks for the development, I already made the another video for the all the checks for the development length. I will also give the link in the end of the video. You can go if you want to go for the all the checks for the development. Here it is not necessary, so I just left here. Okay, but don't provide the LD less than this. Okay. So similarly in this box we have to design for going required for the landing. So these are the initial design data you have to provide, that is length of first part of landing, length of second part of what is this. So I will show you here. This is the first part, this is the second part. Okay, and this is the mid gap. Okay, these are the width of the supports. So this is the 1.5. So it is in mm, that phi I am given as 1500. Length of second part is 1500. Effective depth that is calculated, it is calculated from here. Okay, I also mentioned here, so don't have to change any value over there. These are the supports 1 2 3 4. Okay, 300. So all the support size will be same. So this is the support 1, that is beam 1. You can also call beam as support. Okay, so beam 1, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So these are the supports. So if the thickness of the support is changing, you have to mention according to this. Okay, so we have already get the support thickness as 300 for all the sides. So I provided as 300 for all the supports. Now opening between flights will be 100 mm. This opening you have taken 100. So in manual calculation I think we have taken the gap as 150 here. See, we have taken 150. So all what we can do, we can also change this 150. Okay, that will also be okay. Now we will check either we have changed the value for that or not. Okay, 3.45, 3.249. This is slightly different. Okay, here we haven't changed the value. Okay, so here it is 0.1 we have taken wrong. It is 0.15, that is the gap between the flights. So we can change, that was not a big problem. Okay, so this value will be come as 3.459. That's what it is, 3.299. Okay, so that's how it is calculated. So this is also okay, that was not a big problem. So effective span is calculated as 3.299. Now according to that, so effective span for bottom and effective span for top, it is calculated. Why I have given both the values dif differently? Why? Because maybe the condition occur that your both the landing size will not be same. Okay, that's why we have given it separately for the width. Okay, and our width of the landing was, here it is, width of the landing. So now width of the landing was 1.5 meter. Okay, width of the landing is 1.5. this width. Okay, so now we can go for the load of landing. Loads on landing. So it is, so initial depth for consideration is calculated at 165. So we are going to take the value as 175 for total depth. Okay, clear cover is same 20, dial bar will be same for main 12. So effective depth is calculated as 149. So self weight is left for landing type is calculated as 4.38. Now floor finish will be taken as 1, live load is 3, and total load and the factor load will be calculated as 12.56, and this is two loads will be loads from going, this loads. So from going, that is from waist slab, 20.45 load will be coming to your landing. Okay, so now total load will be calculated as 33.01. Okay, now bending moment and shear for calculation. So effective span for the landing slab will be taken as 3.229. So total load is taken as 33.0. Maximum bending moment is calculated as 44.91, and shear force was 25.16. So it is automatically calculated here. Now depth process will be same as this. So if you are using different grade, but that was not possible to use different grades, so depth check for both the uh, waist slab and landing slab will be equal. All we have to need to check the effective depth. Okay, so it is coming as 128 for landing slab, and we have taken the effective depth as 149, so it is safe. Okay, now reinforcement calculation. So same procedure we followed as base slab. For landing, bending moment, effective depth, AST minimum calculated, AST required was this. All you need to see that your AST calculated for main reinforcement for landing will not be less than your ST minimum. If it is less than ST minimum, so you have to take the ST minimum for the calculation design of landing slab of main reinforcement. Okay, so this is for given with area, and it is calculated as 1447. So that will work. Okay, here you have to also again provide the spacing. So spacing means we calculated 117. So you can go with 115. See here it is okay. Okay. Now what you have to do, also check the distribution bar for landing. So for landing our distribution maximum spacing is taken as 239 calculated. So you can go with for spacing as 225. The area becomes 223 and it is more than 210. That this will also be okay for distribution bars. Okay, or you can also go with same values if you want to. Okay, so it will not create much confusion, but for economical purpose you have to, if you want to take 225, this will be also safe and also economical as per your design. Okay, you can go with 230 also, it is more than 210, but that will be okay. So now we have check the reinforcement details here, and now similarly procedure will be taken for shear also. Okay, use this table for interpolation, and all the value will be okay. Here for deflection, same procedure will be there, can change if you want to as per the percentage and fs value from is code 456 at page number 38. Okay, and development length is taken as 564. Okay, so these are the design uh, of staircase that will help you to design the staircase, and all the checks will be safe here also. See, oh, safe and okay. All you need to do, you have to check these, the red one will be okay, so showing you okay and safe. Okay, now we can go for sheet second, and here is the all the details will be given. This is from floor to mid landing and from mid landing to floor again. Okay, and if you are using from footing directly, so you can go with these details. Okay, so here I will show you. So this is the base slab, so your main bar will be in orange color. Okay, so it is 12 of 225. Here we are given that value as 12 of 225. Okay, and the distribution is 808 of 200. Okay, so this is the main bar and it will go up for upper landing and or lower side and lower landing. Okay, so it will go like this, and this extra bar that is blue bar will be provided to the theta bending moment. Okay, if your bending moment will be coming as much bigger than expected, so you can provide the extra bar to support the bending. Okay, and this green one is your extra bar you have to give at bottom and at the top here. Okay, and it is AST minimum that we have calculated, or you can also use that 12 mm diode bar. All you need to do, you have to decrease increase the spacing. Okay, if you don't want to use the 8 mm bar, but if you are using 8 mm bar, you can go with this. Okay, spacing you can check if you what spacing you require, just change the value here and write down in somewhere else, so you can also use that. So if you are using, see here, if you change for your, if you want to change the extra bar, okay, as 12, so your spacing you can increase up to 225. Okay, here it is showing 226. Sorry for distribution, we are talking, it is showing 471, so it will be, you can go as 400 and it is coming at 283, and this will be okay. Okay, but for primary concern you can go with similar diode bar. Okay, now this will be also 8 mm 230, and your landing uh, bar for main will be like this, so it will be coming first from, up to the supports on both the sides. Okay, so it is coming as 12 of 115. Here it is 12 of 115. Okay, so main slab for landing, main steel for landing on both the sides, 12 of 115. Okay, similarly this bar you have to provide here for the support of landing as a main bar, so it is 12 of 225. Okay, so this green bar is your extra bar. It was depend on the design consideration, either you want to provide or not, but for bending moment consideration, we will give the extra bar at supports. Okay, at the joint of landing, base slab and landing. Okay, so from this table you can easily see what bar you have to provide at landing, at and at base slab. Okay, so if you are using the steps of RCC, so you have to give the AST minimum for that also. Okay, for base slab, sorry, for the steps. Okay, so you have to provide the minimum steel that we have calculated. Okay, similarly from mid to first floor, all you need to do, you have to just check these values and provide according to this. Okay, so you don't have to change any value in the design or anywhere else. So your length will be calculated, and this will be your development length that we have already calculated here. Okay, 564, so it will not be less than that. So I hope you understand how to design this, and this Excel sheet will help you easily to design your staircase type 3. Okay, so if you like my video, please subscribe to my channel. I will provide this Excel sheet in the link, so you can download it. Okay, thank you.